Far too quiet in here for the Zoom people.
The owl just said recording in progress.
You don't want to say too much. You're at the right spot there, though. You got the right spot.
I know, right? Hi, everybody.
How are you?
Wednesday. It is.
Okay. Well, it's 6:30. Let's call this meeting to order. You ready? Okay. Couple things. First of all, Megan's mother-in-law passed away this afternoon, so she won't be here. Tim, got something cooking that he can't make it. Cindy isn't here. So.
Thanks for the rest of you for being here.
Yeah, appreciate you all.
Tim B.
It's a busy time. Either Tim
Nolan, I mean.
or no Tim.
I don't know where Nolan is.
They're Timless.
Right now.
Hey.
You
Okay.
know,
So let's get started.
It's been a long week when.
First order of business is to approve minutes from November 19th and December 1st.
So moved.
second.
Are there any corrections, Kara?
Uh-oh.
Usually you catch them. You all set? Okay.
We did well this time.
I do well. Always do well.
Always.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, department head reports. Well, let's see what's up first. No, not that one. That's part of 10. Treasurer,
Nothing odd.
nothing to add to your. Any questions for Meg?
Yeah, I was wondering, did you know about how many meters we have left to change over?
So, I should say project, there's about 50 manuals that are 3/4.
Okay,
There's more that are bigger meters, but I didn't get into that.
okay,
And then there was about 30 that I noticed in this quarterly reading that have zero consumption, which it means the meter is not relatively
yeah.
working right. So we're gonna work on getting appointments for those as well.
So that's 30 of the 50. Or
Additional.
that's 30 additional.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And
Making progress.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Sure.
More than you had a thing in here about the mortgage tax payment. But is that a calendar year number or is that our fiscal year number? So when you say we received,
We received 2 payments for fiscal year.
okay, so
So we
that,
just received our second one.
this is referring to the second one, so it isn't gonna go up at all. Even though our
Unfortunately.
fiscal year is got more months in it. Okay, I was just curious of what that was. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's a considerable drop. Yeah.
You all set? The clerk's report is here. She isn't. I don't know if there's anything that is worth mentioning in there. Nope. Okay. Chief,
Nothing, guys. Any questions though?
anything for Ryan?
I did not.
I didn't say anything. Thank you.
It's gonna get
Okay.
quieter for the next one.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I won't jinx it.
Rick? Megan?
You don't have anything to add?
I'm scaring up hose for you. You know when you need it by?
Nope.
Probably into January.
Sooner
Depending on
rather
weather.
than later, but
We're gonna have a warm spell here, so who knows?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay,
The flood.
I will, that for you as soon as, I can.
Okay.
But I've been scaring that up already, so. Yeah.
I would just ask,
Superintendent, I'm
well,
sorry.
I'm just gonna say, I asked you this personally, but just for the group, things have been going well with the new concessionaire.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they've been doing very well, so.
Good.
it's-
People are happy with the food.
Yep, and people are happy to work with the food, they're happy with their success so far, so it's good.
It's been a
Good.
manageable thing, great. Win-win.
Yep, and we have a couple, private skating events coming up that have requested their catering service, so.
Nice.
That is really good.
Okay.
Okay, superintendent report, there's a couple things that I asked him to get some handicap signs up on the 2 parking spots out here, and they were able to get that done the
Yeah, looks good.
past couple of days with the snow and that. We've had a lot of people parking where they should without it being signed properly, so they were able to get that done. I think they've made out okay with snow removal, they've been hauling. I don't know if there's anything else that we need to worry about. You want me to communicate to him?
No, I was just gonna highlight the wastewater treatment plant. Looks like we're gonna go out to bid in January, which is
Yeah, and that's on
practically
your
the
business.
schedule. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Jumping the gun.
You're jumping the gun.
Well, it was in his report too.
That's okay. No, it's looking like it's gonna go out to bid. So, and that's good.
It's good news.
It's great news.
It's gonna take a little bit. That's a, a
A
big,
big project.
big project.
And the secondary source, nothing,
No, I haven't heard
I
about the
mean-
permit for that.
don't, what's the process for
I
like,
will,
moving that up the ladder?
That's a good question. I'll talk to.
Do I need to drive down there in person?
I'll talk to Aaron.
Yes.
I'll send Aaron an email.
I'll go with you
I
after
think,
January 9th.
I believe the latest was that, the person reviewing it for the DEC has had it, I think, since, was it end of October?
Yes.
And has not had a chance to review it yet. It is on her desk.
Hmm.
That was the most recent email response that Erin received, the best we know.
We only got a couple million tied up in that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
I-
there's many facets of it
Mhm.
well, there are a lot of facets, but the
that,
thing is, it
make it
shouldn't have,
ludicrous.
well.
Yeah.
What I'm
it
saying.
shouldn't have-
Yeah.
shouldn't
No,
have-
I mean, I agree. It's hard to continue to sit and just wait.
I know,
Yeah.
it is hard. And it beggars that nobody well, never mind. Never mind.
I'm up for a road trip
Okay.
after January 9th.
Okay, assessor. The only thing that's come out right now is the forms for the firefighter volunteer,
Mhm.
on their assessments. I'll be doing something at the fire station about that for their
Well,
meeting in-
education.
for their meeting in January. If anybody has any questions about it, they can go right to her too.
Mhm. Do we have any update from her about the reval? No.
No, it's, right now it's in a holding pattern and,
Okay.
they're doing their thing.
And really the next
It's coming, what, March?
March
March
1st.
is
Yeah.
when the preliminary numbers that they've come up with come out, as
Right.
far as
Yeah.
Right.
I understand it.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay.
so we should get back into,
Thinking about
Thinking about
education. for that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
yep, that's true.
Next is, historian Casey.
I don't have anything to add to mine. If anybody has any questions?
Well, I'll add, thanks for the, little project you did at the behest
Oh.
of Mary Ann.
No, you're welcome.
Came out nice.
Yeah.
She has a
Oh,
list of
nice.
past presidents and mayors, and
I'll
she
put
gave
that-
me that the other day.
I'll put that in my next month's report so everybody can see it.
Cool.
Well, I just put it out there. I'll hang it on the wall.
Okay.
She has one like that in her office, so.
I didn't want to spoil the surprise, so I didn't.
No, any questions for Casey?
No, but I loved your article. It was so good. The history of
Same.
Canton. It
Mhm.
was really, many things I didn't know. Love it, love it, love it.
Okay, cool.
I have nothing to add to my
Okay.
report. Other than that, I think I might have submitted an incomplete report. I had, maybe just one page in there. Anybody else see that?
I just saw
Only see one
what's
page.
there and that's it.
Okay.
So. Anybody else have any questions for Tim?
No?
Okay.
It's not based on page one.
Lee?
I don't have anything to add.
No. Anything for Lee for economic development? Okay, I think I got everybody. I need a motion to approve, department head reports.
So moved.
Second.
Favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Any opposed? Committee reports. I'm sure there's a few out there. Who wants to go first?
I can start. So communication and technology has met. So we've been reviewing or having presentations from companies that do mass notification systems. So we're learning a lot about what is possible. So we're not at a recommendation point, but that's some of the work that we're doing. We also have continued to talk about Zoom, and we have been getting questions answered about what we can and cannot do under the law. Definitely are satisfied that what we are doing is following the law, and so I think we're going to look at some tools that might make the AI transcription more accurate. As one to solve one of the many problems that we have with the system. So we're looking at that. We're looking at some of the other problems to see what we can offer beyond what we do in accordance with our law, right? So our law is the extraordinary circumstances, which really means that even this is beyond it, right? We're all here, we're all in the room, we're under no obligation to have any Zoom recording at all, or streaming or anything.
It's important to make the distinction between streaming your meeting and
video conferencing.
video conferencing. This,
Right.
what we're doing now is video
Mhm.
conferencing.
And it
Yeah.
records it.
Correct.
Well,
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 live
no,
streaming.
I mean, technically, we're not live streaming, but
Right.
we're just
We're just
recording the
recording.
meeting.
But-
Right.
Yeah. But we also,
But those are two different
those-
things.
yes.
And the law, those are
Mhm.
two different things.
And I think, it's also important to know that anything sort of above the use of the extraordinary circumstances law, specifically when a board member or board members cannot be present, is an extra, right? And so we need to figure out how to be able to do those things in ways that don't overtax the clerk's offices.
Right.
And also prevent Zoom bombing, etc. So no conclusion so much, just work,
Just gathering the
info
information.
gathering.
Okay.
Economic development, Lee's report was very thorough. Those were the things we discussed, were the significant, the significant number of grants that are
Administering.
administered in through the Economic Development Office. So I think, that's really where we're at, is thinking about how we can support the implementation of of those grants. Finance committee, we met, and, I think, you know, we have all these grants. We have many projects lined up. We also have some really significant infrastructure projects, so I'm gonna cross infrastructure and finance here. And so we're working on doing what we can to project out when we will have money in and money out so that we can make some good decisions on when we go to bonding for some of the for the sewer, storm sewer, as well as we have the water projects that every month it seems as if we are reminded how
In different
important it
ways.
is that we make some progress on addressing some of our quite aged infrastructure. So that's part of what Finance Committee is working on in addition to supporting the work of our treasurer. And then infrastructure, just segue right into that. The infrastructure committee met, we talked about the TAP grant, that's the Transportation Alternatives Program. That is a grant that we applied for end of 2023, beginning of 2024. The Safe Routes to School, that's a program that, you know, supports, you know, sidewalks in places where there are none in order to provide safe routes to school for our young people. You know, part of the village's interest in that had been because if we were to get a grant to do sidewalks, well, we'd also get to do what's underneath the sidewalks. And on Cleveland and Milden, we have stormwater issues, as we know, and so this was an attempt to
Mitigate.
yeah, you know, to try to bring in some money. As you know, we did not get that grant, and only one North Country project did. So it seems very competitive. And in our conversation with Barton and LaJudas, it doesn't really seem that much about the grant or what we would submit as an application has changed. And so it doesn't seem like very good return on investment for us to spend our time on that grant again, and our money. And so I did shoot some questions, you know, sort of shoot that back to them via email to say, you know, if you know, if I'm not thinking of something here, tell us, and, you know, maybe we'll reconsider. But at this point, I think that was a decision that we arrived at, is that we're not gonna pursue that particular grant. As you know, not everybody in that community wants, or neighborhood wants sidewalks.
So that's another.
So that's an
factor.
issue. That's a, yeah, exactly. And then otherwise, I think, you know, we've been spending our time talking again about, you know, what our next steps are on particularly the water. I should just mention that final design on the stormwater project is moving forward. So we got the money from the county, or through the county, I should say. So we're using what we can of that to move the project forward, and then we'll need to go.
Okay.
It's me.
Next.
Rec, and I would say the community project, we got the form in the packet for the Friends of Bend in the River Park. They have done all, you know, kudos to them. They filled out the form completely.
Well done.
Well done, and a first. But good for them, and they're working with Northern New York Community Foundation. They've got estimates for their project. They're gonna start, I think, Megan, you said fundraising if we, as soon as this is approved by us. I don't know if anybody had any questions about the community, the form or the project. There some
I'm gonna add that to the agenda.
under new business. And yeah, so that's good. We've talked, as Megan mentioned, about we're still working on Taylor Park, the DEC said it's too cold to come in, ground's frozen. News to a lot of people.
No soil test.
No soil testing, which is a prerequisite for them to give us their, we're hoping
Details.
they'll give us some more detailed advice on what
Mhm.
they think would actually work out there.
Yeah, for next steps, yeah.
So next steps,
Maybe they can spend some time at their
Postpone.
desks then.
so
Maybe we can get them come on Friday after all the snow.
they
Well, there you go.
call them tomorrow and say, hey, we've had like 2 days above. I've got I got a stick right in that ground right now.
Mhm. Nice and soft, cause
Nice.
that's a water.
Yeah, yeah, really.
In the flood zone.
What else? In the flood zone, yeah.
Well, we've got it on the agenda,
Community.
Anything on golf at all?
No, I have not heard back. I'll,
I was thinking of the interdisciplinary,
the
Yeah.
shared,
thank you, I
yeah,
can't,
intermunicipal,
not interdisciplinary, cause that's my higher ed speak right now.
no, intermunicipal
Yeah,
agreement.
That
Yes,
was
that
also a thing.
is on our agenda for later. Anything else you can think of on that? I haven't, I'll try to see if
Okay.
I've heard crickets from Kevin, so. Sustainability. I'm having a brain freeze here. We are, moving forward with, I think I mentioned the last time that their person from Cornell Cooperative Extension from Jefferson County has money that he'd like to give to one of the counties, 3 counties, to do an urban pollinator garden. He loved it. He came up here, I think. And anyway, that's moving ahead. He has, he had sent us a list of plants that he's considering. Again, they would be providing live plants. So not much else has really changed on that. What else did we talk about it? Sustainability. Oh, the repair fair is moving forward. They're going to be doing that again. And there's some discussion about the sustainability day, like that last year was at SUNY Canton. The planning for that has begun. That's gonna be next fall, I guess, instead of the spring. That's pretty much it.
Good.
And though I did attend the meeting in person, the notes do reflect that that the Climate Smart Community Task Force, information is being renewed so that the CSC can continue as essentially acting as the task force, which opens some opportunities for funding.
Right, and I had a conversation with Carly Leary, who said, we don't have to, it's because sustainability meets every month and we have minutes, that equals the task force. We don't have to have any kind of special meetings to do that. In
Right.
fact, she's very impressed that we meet and have minutes as much as we do. I'm like, oh no, anyway. And the whole renewal of it isn't up till 2028 or 9. So we can keep rolling, I think, but we will just need to submit 2 months of random minutes. So we will do that.
Along those lines, Tim's report had mentioned something about the energy studies and needing to apply for some implementation money, and I just didn't know if.
Well, what we need to do is get a quote on those
Okay.
by a certain date. We don't have to, we got that
We
money.
have the money.
We have the
Right,
money.
okay.
The thing is, how are we gonna go about doing any of those things to utilize the money?
Okay.
And I talked with Tim and with Megan a little bit about that, and I think we need to bundle. It's like a lot of smaller things, so it would need to be, I think, bundled as one thing for all 3 locations. They would not use that grant money to pay for like Scott Dean to do any work, not that he has time to do it, but even so, they wouldn't pay for
Right,
that.
a
So we
contractor.
are gonna
Mhm.
look for a contractor
Okay,
to do that because that's what the money's for.
yeah,
And also he's just not, I'm pretty sure he. has enough
I'm
to
sure
do.
he's busy. Can you circulate a copy of that report of the energy?
Sure.
Is there something that they sent us that said,
3
here are
things.
the things?
The executive summary or the whole ugly thing?
Oh,
I'll send you the whole ugly thing. You
yeah.
can read the three, the
Right.
executive, yes.
Right.
Dive into the whole. ugly thing.
Cause I got the sense that there wasn't much in there that we were gonna be able to implement.
Well, there are things,
Oh,
but.
great.
But
Okay.
the bigger ticket items, like in every case, because this is really what they wanna promote, they recommend heat pumps.
Right,
And
okay,
frankly, the guy who came and did the
assessment,
assessment said, I'm not, that's not
that's not a good
That's not
recommendation
really a
for
good
you,
recommendation, but it's sort of
standard.
it's like their wheelhouse. They want,
Yeah.
now there's heat pump water heaters, that's a different thing, and that would be potential, those are, there were 2 of those, one at the pavilion and one, at the clubhouse.
Okay.
But then there are some other things, but I think the biggest thing is the labor. I mean, the materials aren't a huge ticket item, but I imagine the labor costs will add up.
I see, okay,
So hence.
so we'll use our money.
We'll use as much of it as we can. So. Anyway, Tim is hopefully gonna work on information for an RFP to get it out in January. Because
Okay.
the only thing, the time is just to submit like a quote. That's really where we're at on the whole thing.
Anything else?
So.
Karen?
Complete Streets Task Force did not meet this month. However, everyone is working on collecting information to proceed with the projects that are on the table. The Canton Trail, the map kiosks, and this potential pop-up for behind Main Street.
Gonna have to have buy-in from the businesses out there
Yeah, that's the first step.
with all of them, really.
Yep. It's the first step that Randy's working on right now.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, communications and information. Good spot for Tom. How's things going with, what you're
Well,
doing?
we had the craft food and wine fair a couple weeks ago. That went,
Pretty
from
well.
our opinion, it went really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was jammed. 2,100 people on Saturday and 900 on Sunday. And there's a few catches with parking and shuttling and stuff like that, but we're actively gathering information from everybody and gonna work on a better plan. Next year, we're gonna be at Newell Fieldhouse. Which gives a lot more room, and there's some ideas to add events to it to make it more kind of Christmassy, I guess.
Okay.
And we had the ribbon cutting at Crave Cafe that Barb and Mike came to. That was great. The Winterfest activities are starting. I'm starting to gather things together for that. We've got buttons coming from the school, and we're getting businesses to sign up. If anybody knows anyone who wants to participate, please send them my way. Working hard on that. And then, and I've got to get the one thing is I'm looking for people to join up with our Canton Ambassadors program. It is kind of between the the turnover that we've had that's kind of fallen in the cracks. So I'm trying to get that. If anyone wants to sign anybody up, let me know. Get them in there.
There's an invitation.
Yeah.
For mischief.
And another thing to spread the word on is that on January 14, we're having a webinar. It's a sponsor, or it's Potsdam Chamber, the Association of Colleges. And I always get the name wrong, but you know what I'm talking about. And us, and it's a webinar on the handshake program. That's a tool for hiring students, basically, and internships and things like that. It's free, and it's a lunchtime, activity.
It's the most popular software for career centers across the
Yeah.
nation.
Yeah, I did the seminar or the webinar a couple of years ago.
Mhm.
And it's really interesting, but that's coming up on January 14th.
Okay,
That's about it.
very good, thank you. Old business, we'll move on. Sewer project. You got two documents. The big piece is they expect to go out to bid in January. Did you want to add anything to that? I know you kind of alluded to it, but
Nope,
are they pretty confident that they're gonna be able to do that?
I think so. I mean, I suppose it does depend somewhat on our friends, the DEC. But so far, so good. So,
We'll keep our fingers crossed.
yeah.
I know, I saw the answers to the comments and it seemed
Mhm.
like that was pretty straightforward.
Yep.
You saw those.
Sounds it.
You
I
saw
think
them,
so,
didn't you?
yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if we'll have any more questions that'll come out of that, but I would imagine most of the bid documents are already ready to go,
Would,
so.
yeah.
And then the other thing that was included in there is where they're at with, how much money they've spent so far.
Mhm.
What's the draws been like on the bond?
I just requested the second one not too long ago. Have to follow up on that,
Okay,
but we just on the one for 1.4 mil.
when do they pay the grant? How does that work into that, did they say? Is a quarter of that's funded through through a grant. I didn't know how they handle
Right,
that.
do it
I'm not sure.
probably at the end. It's like the other grant,
Well, I
and it's
think-
probably the last
Lee's out of it, but
bit that we get.
yeah, she's not
It's
involved in
probably the last,
the last draw.
right, because
We can ask them,
that is a good question, yeah,
if you think of it when you're,
yeah. Okay.
okay. Any other comments about that? Midtown Plaza, I know that's progressing slowly. There are a couple of contractors up here looking at demolition.
Okay.
That's so exciting.
So, and that's being run through, Encino. So they're, working on finding a low bidder, I think, for, taking that down. We'll be able to get that taken down sooner than later. And be able to request partial payments on that,
Mhm.
progressive, not have to wait until the end of the project, so.
Mhm. I think we have a party.
Huh?
I think we have a party.
Yeah, no kidding. Tim will have a party. He's trying to keep people out of there.
Yeah.
Okay, new business. First of all, item B, you can scratch. Item C, you can scratch because it's a duplicate. And then at the bottom, you can add the community projects request, which was in the drive.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so first, is to authorize payment of vouchers and transfer of funds.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Okay.
Anyone opposed? Next item on here was to approve an interest payment to the general fund for the sewer loan. I should explain this. Well, you granted permission to pay that loan off from the sewer fund back to general fund.
Mhm.
Meg had to do some calculations on the interest owed because that still has to be paid. We're required when we did that loan between funds to charge an interest rate. It's required by the comptroller.
Mhm.
And we charged the rate that was appropriate at the time. So I need, approval to, transfer money from, that sewer fund over to general fund. And that takes care of the interest on that. Did I
Yes.
got that right?
Yep.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Any further conversation about that, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Hey.
Anyone opposed? Okay, item E is to approve an MOU with the town of Canton for the 2025 technical assistance to pro housing, to grow pro housing communities. We doing okay, Lee?
Crying and I didn't.
This MOU, is with the town for this, and I think you wrote the MOU, Lee?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything you wanna add to that? Pretty self-explanatory, I think.
So the application is to get some money to do a housing assessment
Right.
strategy. We wrote the MOU similar to the one that was done for the Stiles Avenue project.
Mhm.
So the town is the applicant, so any expense to be shared, but there's no match requirement. The way that it reads in the request for applications is that you can submit invoices to be reimbursed, so there may not even be any upfront expense. So it's really just, the supervisor asked for something. So we did similar.
Yep.
We don't know if we'll get the money yet or not, but,
We are applying.
anticipating, yeah, if the application is in, yeah.
So
Need a
should we do
motion.
this now in anticipation that we're going to get the grant? Is that the idea? here?
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, so moved.
Second.
Any further discussion?
This would be
All in
exactly
favor?
what we're looking for.
Yeah.
All in favor?
We'll have.
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, next item is approve the, village and town intermunicipal shared recreation agreement.
So moved.
Taking a little bit of effort to get there.
Woo, we're there. We are there.
Okay. You sure?
I'm certain we're there.
Okay.
How about you, Barb?
I'd like to not talk about it for a few minutes. Yes, we're there.
We got a motion
Yep.
and a second,
Yep.
Yes.
all set, all in
Yes.
favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Thank you to the Recreation Committee for being persistent in figuring out the challenges.
Okay, next item is the budget calendar. Meg is just thrilled with this one. She put that together similar to what we did last year, made a few adjustments. I looked it over, I'm okay with it, but that doesn't mean everybody else is. We would, start off early on with estimates from department heads and everything, but the work begins with, us sitting down with the finance committee sitting down with department heads. I think, talked to Anna a little bit, she's trying to box out a vacation. I don't know if she's gonna have much luck with that, but.
I don't know that I'm gonna have much luck with it either. So part of that 2-week period is my spring break. And so I had wondered if we could maybe begin our meetings a little bit earlier. The week before. So the 27th is a Wednesday, I think. So maybe the 20. Okay.
What's the date of your break?
I think that's with our, policy that we passed.
It's a very specific number of weeks.
Yeah,
Okay.
The 25th is a Wednesday.
This day, that estimates are due,
That's
is the last day of February.
okay. Got it. All right. My spring break is the week of the 9th through the 13th.
oh, So we have the,
So
We do have that, we could really just go to town that first week, and if that's what and also maybe some of the estimates would be in ahead of that deadline, and we could, yes, move a little quicker.
So when are your breaks? Cause when's your spring break?
The 9th through the 13th,
And mine is
Well, February?
March.
March.
March. She's looking at March, yeah. And mine
Right.
is the 21st through the 29th. I'm in Boston. The 21st to the 29th,
um,
or March.
okay, but that,
Okay, so that
you're
doesn't,
still here for the March meeting, so.
yeah,
Mhm.
both the 18th and the 31st, you're here then.
Oh, you don't get to miss any.
Great.
Lucky
I
you.
love budget.
Um,
And then what do we have in April?
I mean, I,
Well, we have a couple work sessions in, in April.
April 7th.
And it all depends on how it's going.
Right.
Yeah.
I will be,
And there's
At the high school.
couple at the end of
There too.
April that, sometimes we don't do.
mhm.
Depends on how well it comes together. But we did kind of set this schedule in the past.
I think it's
Oh,
good.
no,
to
I think
get
it's
it in the
good to
book.
have
No,
a
me too.
schedule and get it on the calendar.
so what do we have from April?
Hey,
Third
good
to
to self.
Yeah.
That's right, I printed it.
Yeah,
I had it on the screen.
yeah.
This is worthless for
The
me.
only thing from the 3rd to the 10th we would miss is a work session.
Yeah, I did last year too. So that's where, I'm gonna miss the 7th. So I'm not gonna miss in March, but I'll potentially miss April 7th.
So if you're good with that, we'll move forward with that schedule.
Yeah, I probably
Do you need
just
a
jinxed
motion?
myself and I will be nothing break, so.
Or we don't need.
What's that?
We don't need a motion.
No,
That's just
just
We're just gonna
informational.
go with it.
just sets the calendar.
Calendar.
I could try to zoom in if you needed me to.
The next thing then is the community request.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
excited about it.
Yeah.
So
I think it's great, and I'm really glad that they were not deterred by,
Good for them.
yeah.
yes.
I did
For some
just
obstacles.
want to say, in my experience so far, often you start doing projects like this and you run into unanticipated
Mhm.
things.
Challenges.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I guess I'm just wondering how that will be dealt with, right? Like, is there, because there's no, sort of contingency in the sense that we usually have contingency for the unexpected. And it being an old building, I just feel like it's
Mhm.
kind of likely that there will be something that happens when you start ripping things up that you're like, oh, now we have to fix this, that, or the other. So I guess I was just maybe a suggestion that be included, like some reasonable amount of contingency for that thing, hopefully wouldn't need to be used.
Mhm.
I don't know. That was just something that I was thinking of, because this is a pretty significant amount of money. You wouldn't want to get started and then be stuck.
Mhm.
But this is gonna be raised by
Right.
the Friends, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So in terms of that, when you raise money for a specific thing, you have to spend it on that specific thing, right? So
I'm not sure how Northern New York Community Foundation is gonna, I
Mhm.
mean, they're running this through them, so they, I'm sure, have a set of rules or criteria.
right,
So that would be a question for them.
like if you had a contingency.
But the money isn't coming through us.
It doesn't,
Oh, I understand that. I understand that. But
I-
to answer the question or to dive into the details of that.
I mean, they must have, they've set up this fund via North Country Community Foundation. I mean,
And they do it all the time. They're a great foundation. for
right,
sure.
but I'm sure they're raising money. They might raise none of it, all of it, 3 times as much.
Mhm.
And frankly, they can, however they've set their fund up, that's how they
Mhm.
can spend their money.
Mhm.
We're not, it's not up to us in that sense to tell them how to spend their money. I
Of
guess,
course, yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
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 I mean, it just, because that's the root of the money,
Mhm.
I would say we're just the beneficiary.
Right.
But they're not,
Absolutely.
they're also not bound by, bidding standards, I don't think either.
Yes, they are.
I think they
They have to follow
Well-
our procurement policy,
Mhm.
because we pay the bills.
Mhm.
Who's paying the bills?
We pay the bills. We will get a check from Northern New York. Foundation.
Oh, that's what I was asking, is it
Oh,
going
okay,
through us
well,
or
so
not?
then it is going.
I didn't,
They have to follow our procurement policy.
It's in there, I
Yeah, it's
think.
in there.
Mhm.
And that's just an estimate. It's not an official
Bid.
quote for procurement policy. It's just. an
It's to
estimate.
get to.
Because the project form asks for an estimate. So
Mhm.
that's-
Right.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
so the money's gonna move through the village then?
Yes.
Well, no, the money will be managed by the Northern New York Community Foundation, and once they have the funds for the project, the foundation will cut the Village of Canton a check. And then we will pay the bills.
Why is that just being?
But,
Okay.
They can't-
okay,
They can't pay the bills. They don't have, they're not an official 501c3.
okay.
They aren't?
Friends of Bend in the River is not.
Oh, Ben, right.
The
That's the
foundation
reason
is just
is,
managing the money.
Yep.
It's the same thing with the outdoor rink. Canton Meyer Hockey managed the money.
Hmm.
That happened before I was a recreation director. And so it's the same relationship.
sure, I thought what you,
Yeah.
what I misinterpreted was I thought you said the, Northern.
Right, yeah,
Community
yeah.
Fund was not a 501(c)(3),
Right,
and that's
they're-
why I was like, what?
They are just managing the money,
Yeah.
so that way
Got it.
anybody who donates can actually do it as a tax write-off.
Mhm.
So that way they're not just giving money to Friends of the Bend and the River.
Right.
Correct.
But
Okay,
the
well, as
Friends,
long as we understand how it's gonna move, because,
Right.
Friends are
Yeah.
the ones doing the work, they're doing the fundraising,
Mhm.
they're gonna get all the quotes, they're gonna follow the procurement policy.
Okay.
I've given them all the information. All the invoices will go through us.
and they're gonna have to document that they did that. That's one thing we've run into, that Meg's run into.
Right.
During audits, is that they wanna see those bids,
Mhm.
Mhm.
so. That's gonna be important.
Kind of curious about this note here that's on the first page under project scope, phase 1. All right. There's nothing that follows that up.
Like what phase 2 is.
Yeah, like if there isn't good, yes, I would assume there'll be a phase 2. But then there's 4 parts to phase 1, but that's it.
Mhm.
Well, I
Guess we
think
don't
they
need to worry
wanna
about
do a
that
lot of
now.
things,
Right, I
basically.
think they're keeping it wide open, right?
Okay.
And sometimes in groups like this, phase 2 gets developed after phase 1 is like done, right?
Yeah,
And it depends on who's donating the money.
that's right.
Somebody could donate a money for a specific thing to be added to that room.
Sure.
And that could be phase 2.
A lot of possibilities.
And we already have phase half that I have presented to my recreation committee already, so.
Point five.
Yeah, yes, 0.5 before 1 happens.
Free one.
I'm excited that there are people who are invested in this building. I mean,
And doing the work,
and doing the work, yeah.
to,
And
you
that's,
know, to get it.
and
to
that's
improve it.
historical. I mean, it's kind of full circle back to how
It came
it
about.
came
in the first
about.
place.
So, I appreciate the time and effort, and we've got some great people and some great energy. And I know that they've worked really well with you in the past, Megan. So I'm in full support of this. And if we need a motion to
Yeah.
approve it, I will, you know,
You're moving it,
I'm moving it.
second.
Yep.
Further discussion.
Only to say that I hope that somebody will communicate the suggestion that some sort of contingency be built in. I think that we don't want to be in a situation where, you know, there have been funds raised for a project and then we, things get opened up and, do you know what I'm
Mhm,
saying?
mhm,
Like, I,
Mhm.
so.
Sure, and to estimate a contingency is, I mean,
15%?
I don't know, it's,
Yeah, 15-20 is pretty standard. I
Every
think.
day at the pavilion is a contingency.
You know, right?
It was built by volunteers, so come down and every day is a contingency, so.
Yeah. So I think that would be, yeah.
okay.
Okay.
All in
So
favor?
do you wanna communicate that to, okay, fantastic.
They're all ready to go. They're
All in
just-
favor?
Aye,
So-
Aye.
thank
Anyone
you.
opposed?
Yeah, great.
Okay. Next item is public comment. Any public comment? Well, your name
Rebecca Moore,
and,
help.
yep,
There was an error on last month's minutes. They were just approved by the board. But the public comment from last month stated that when I spoke, it was regarding FOIL request, and I felt some of the information was not provided. That is not what my statement was. My statement, was about police misconduct. So the FOIL request that I got helped support my statements from last month. The comment was, yeah. I provided Megan with a full statement. I don't know if you can update your minutes to reflect what I actually said, but what is in the board minutes for November 19th is incorrect. These officers should be put on leave until this investigation and a full audit has been conducted by an outside internal affairs department. They're acting above the law, and that makes them a public threat. They are putting the community, like my family and other law enforcement, at risk by not adhering to police protocols and to the law. They're abusing their positions under the color of law. They use their positions to attack my family, slander us, and then committed perjury to wrongfully incarcerate my husband. They violated my family's Second Amendment right, Fourth Amendment right, Eighth Amendment right, and 14th Amendment right. Chief Ryan Cole violated my Fourth Amendment right by removing my personal property and taking it into his possession without a warrant. What was stated last month, I'll read the last paragraphs from last month's statement again. After listing a bunch of their misconduct, which I have a complaint into the board that's being reviewed. At this time, I'm notifying the board and the community that I want to press charges on Chief Cole for taking my phone under the Fourth Amendment violation. I am requesting that the dismissal and decertification of Officer Gibson for gross negligence under the color of law, excessive use of force, and other misconduct, including perjury, as stating in my complaint. There is also grounds to dismiss Stone for the illegal searches that he and Gibson were both part of, and failure to serve an appearance summons, which he apparently toward the court he did and he did not do. A proper investigation must be done from an outside internal affairs office, not the Canton Police Chief, who is part of this complaint. And again, many civil rights violations have been violated from my family. These officers are acting above the law. Complaints have been made. It took me weeks and weeks to make complaints because the other officers told me I had to go to the mayor to make a complaint. They didn't have a complaint procedure. They didn't have I had to dig and dig myself to find the complaint procedure under the internal affairs policy. It was at the end of that, which really looks like what an officer would fill out, not the public. And when I finally got it in, Santa Ma just brushed it off. And he didn't look into the fact that my civil rights were violated, my husband's civil rights were violated. An officer pulled a gun on an unsuspecting civilian with his headlights turned off at 1 o'clock in the morning and his emergency lights turned off. And he stated at trial, he did it intentionally so no one would know there was a police presence, and then pulled a gun on us. We had no idea it was the police.
okay, thank you for your comments. Are there any other comments? Okay. That's the end of our meeting. I need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you.
Flip again. And I'm gonna force the people on there.
Horse.
Take a few.
Come on.
It's not just